Hey guys, Aussie Steve here from Home Buyer Louisiana. We buy houses in any condition in Louisiana. I'm joined today with Courtney Fricky from Deep Root Property Solutions. Actually a pretty exciting day for me personally. We just had a closing and this was Home Buyer Louisiana's 100th property that we're closed on. So really excited about that milestone. That's 100 solutions, that we've solved for people that have problem properties. So
for 100 families in our region. I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Well done.
And 100 houses improved. So we're really proud of that. And I'm really proud of this deal actually. It was quite a complicated deal. So the sellers are out of state, so they weren't here at the closing. They closed remotely and sent the paperwork in. And we actually did a Zoom meeting with them to do that. But it was a complicated deal. The seller had reached out to us. It was an inherited house, in his mum's estate. There was a loan on it that was severely overdue. He didn't know it was there for quite a while, and so it was behind a lot. And he tried to sell it to a few people that got under contract, and they were unable to close. Just the amount that was owed on it and the liens were just too much to justify anyone purchasing it.
Yeah.
Which is when that's when he reached out to us. So we had a real good conversation. Ariane from our office really got to understand what the story was, what the situation, what the facts were, and we pretty soon figured out that also for us, we couldn't buy it all cash either. Just the deal didn't, with all the things that were owed, the cash price, they owed more than what it was worth. So, but that doesn't stop us. So, we have a really good tool or good relationship. Our good friend Courtney Fricky is a creative real estate investor. We've done a bunch of deals with her, and she's really smart at doing deals where the people think there's no deals. So we actually introduced her to the mix so she could speak with the seller and try to make a deal happen. And maybe Courtney, you want to talk about what happened?
Yeah, a lot of times, when cash doesn't work, there's situations where I can, people think I'm overpaying, but it's really just I have more tools in my tool belt. And so, yeah, it allows me to pay more than what most other investors can. Because this one, when he found out that mom had gotten that loan late in her life, and he found out late down the road. So it was actively in foreclosure at this point because it hadn't been paid for a significant amount of time at this point. But then also, when he had tried to sell it with some investors before, they found out that it had these liens and judgments. I'm talking like payday loans for cars that were at 20+% interest that were just racking up, doubling basically the amount of the lien. Some attorney fee creditors and some other ones. Actually, the heir had some liens that once he took possession of his mom's property, now tied to this house. And so all of those things had made it really a dead deal for a lot of investors. But most investors, especially if they're new in this, or if they're a one-trick pony, they don't have a lot of tools in their tool belt. They're just saying, hey, this is what I can do. Here's my cash offer. But the reality is I've been this for nearly a decade now, and I've actually, from even my very first deal, have done nothing but these complex deals. And so I just looked at what was going on. First of all, he had the mortgage that was in place. Yes, it was in foreclosure, but it actually qualified for our takeover payment program. And so we said, hey, look, it's going to be a little bit more complicated, but we think we can make this work. The second one is all those liens and judgments against the house. What we did is we looked at those, and I utilized some of my tools to be able to go in and track down those creditors, track down a decision maker, and negotiate them, which is not always easy to do because it usually gets sent to attorneys and things like that. But ultimately, we were able to do that, and so that we then had some cushion in this deal that made sense. And so we were able to move forward. I mean, this seller at that point was just, he told me routinely, he said, Courtney, I just want to be done. I want to put this behind me. And those are some, it's difficult when he had the hope that other people were going to buy it from him and thought he was done, but then they couldn't perform. And we take pride. A lot of people think we're in the house business, and I agree to an extent. And a lot of people say, hey, we're in the people business, but I really believe we're in the business of making promises and keeping them as well. And I'm really glad we're able to do that for this seller. And so we were able to, perform. And there was a point where we thought it might not work for us, and we don't like when that happens. And it's rare when it happens because of all the tools we have, but it was a difficult one. But we were able to get it done.
Yeah. I think really the key Courtney was able to negotiate some of those liens down with the lien holders, and I think that really made the deal viable because it was looking insurmountable just with the amount owed. But that really opened it up, and with the takeover payment arrangement and stuff, really worked. So we're really happy for this. It's a real win-win situation. The seller was very pleased to have it off his plate, get those liens paid off, and he was really happy. We're happy. Myself and Courtney actually bought it together. And we have a joint LLC. We own some properties together. So this is a property we're going to fix up and make available for a new owner in the future. And probably the just little cherry on top was, Courtney has a lot of people in her life that like see the investing she does, and they want to get involved, but like hands off wise. So she actually had another investor who they actually made a loan to provide the capital to fix up the property, bring the loan up to bring it due, bring it pay off the balance.
To reinstate it, to reinstate it, but also to pay off those liens and judgments and all of the bills that racked up against his house.
Yeah. And so that now their own interest, so like that's another person they're really happy to be in the deal and be on the interest on it. That means that we need to use our own capital, so it frees us up to buy more deals, and that's, we like to be out there and helping more people, and we want everyone to win. So we're able to do that. So thanks, Courtney. I appreciate it. I always love working with you. It's really, really great to make these deals happen, and I'm really happy that we got our 100th deal for Home Buyer Louisiana. It was a deal that we did together. So thank you. And guys, if you're looking to sell your property, reach out to us. If there's problems, be that just in the condition of the property, but also maybe liens, judgments, other things like that. If people have said to you they can't buy your property, reach out to us. Maybe we can make it work. Thanks, guys.